Welcome back to Abundance Thursdays with Vinny Smile Chopra and myself, Walter Murillo. Vinny, how is your week going? I see that you are not in your normal, beautiful background. So what's going on here?
Well, actually, Walter, this morning I went to the car care center. My wife needed 4 Tesla tires. She had already planned it, everything. Then I said, hey, I'm going to wait a little bit. So why don't I go and have some breakfast, and have a coffee and then have some French toast. Look at this here. Don't they look good? thick and fluffy. Not good for your health. Not good
no,
for
Vinny,
your health.
that's not how you live to be 100 years old.
But I'm at IHOP here.
You're in my my favorite breakfast place. It's always breakfast all the time.
That's so true. That's so true. No, it's been tremendous the morning. I got up early actually. I couldn't believe it. We went to bed about 10:30, 11, but I got up at 4. I tried to go back to sleep. 4 o'clock in the morning. And then I said, okay, I'll sleep another half an hour. Then 4 o'clock, then 4:30, I got up. I said, you know what? I have so many things that I can, read and this and do other stuff, and uploaded some videos, filled out that goal sheet. We're going to talk about that a little bit. Yeah.
I'm excited about that because you were texting me all morning that this goal sheet is finally almost here. Like it's coming. It's right at that point.
Yes.
You before we talk about the principle today, right? The principle today is hyperfocus. I'm getting Vinny's opinion on it before we go and we teach it this weekend at the Wealth Principles. And before we do that, you actually got hyper-focused on your desk. You took a power tool to your desk. What happened there, Vinny?
What happened is I had bought the Rode microphone. I've used it on a stand. Then I bought the arm, like yours.
Like this one,
and
yeah.
It's been sitting in my office for such a long time. And then I said, you know what? I've got the Yeti, I've got other microphones, but this is the one which can really get my voice good and everything. So let's make a decision. And I was trying to get it, cranked up to the side of the table and all that. It didn't work.
No, because you got a fancy desk. It's got all the curves and all.
Then I said, I'm going to make a hole in the desk. My beautiful desk. I went ahead and ordered this saw. Of course, I checked out the diameter and all. It was about an inch hole. So I ordered it from Amazon and everything. And then I was able to get that drilled there. And
this is a big commitment, bro. This is like you're putting a hole in a beautiful desk. How are you doing? Are you okay?
Doing totally fine. Totally fine. The thing is, I really believe reinventing yourself is the best thing. End of the year, 2023 is coming up. So we need to change few habits. We need to break some barriers. We need to grow ourselves. And I always believe wherever I am, I can be better. I can be better. I can be better. And that's one of the part of that, And then I'm doing some systems, some different things, my priorities, delegations, all those things.
This is cool. So it ties right into hyperfocus, right? Like, so
Yeah.
your priority this time of the year is actually building systems. It's improving, it's adjusting. When you're a new entrepreneur, hyperfocus, was this something you were always good at? Were you always able to just know what the right thing was and block everything else out and go into it? Like, have you always had that, or did you have to learn that?
I'm a goal setter. I have mentioned that many, many, many times, but you're right. I think being hyper-focused or being focused or in the moment and making sure that the activities can be, regulated so that the results are there. The key thing is by putting down your whole, I'm trying to remember, I was not like this always, but it comes with practice. It comes with practice because once you say, hey, I can do this job, how a good person who is really focused, would that be able to do this task in 2 hours or 1 hour or 3 hours, right? So that's the key. And for us to be able to get a lot more done, everybody's got limited time, being hyper-focused and being in the moment and be just totally involved in the subject matter or the task, or like I'm, doing this interview this morning, I'm just not worried about anything else. So it's so important that we don't let other things worry us, or emails or other things, but allotting the time on the calendar and then just going for it,
So you've not always been this focused. You've not obviously always been this rich, right? So at some point you're broke. You came to this country with $7 in your pocket and you built that up. Do you think having less focused you more?
Say that again.
Do you think because you didn't have very many options, do you think that helped you focus?
That's a good point. Yeah, really good point. I think it depends what you want to accomplish. See, a lot of us, we are not focused because we don't know what we want to accomplish. That's the main thing. I think, if you don't have written down goals, then we get bogged down by all different, forces coming at us who want us to do this or that. And, our family, of course, and our, friends and everybody. But we say, okay, hey, I'm free. Okay, which is good. But are we free after doing the highest payout jobs or the tasks, I mean, if you're free after you have really done what you need to do to work on yourself, all the activities and the business, lots of things have to happen to run the businesses, right? But if you're free after getting all that done, that's beautiful. That's like cherry on the cake, that's like reward.
The whole goal, right? That's nirvana.
Whole goal.
Weird story. I was at the gym this morning and I went over to the protein shake place to buy a little chocolate, peanut butter, banana protein shake. And the girl, she at the desk, she little small chat. And I said, hey, what are your goals this year? Right? What's your New Year's resolution? And she said, I actually did. I wrote some down. And I was blown away. I said, wow, well, share one with me. And she said, well, I want to go to the gym 4 days a week and I want to take some time to study and read some books. Yes. And I was like, okay, how old are you? She said 18. I was like, what are you studying for? Like, I'm thinking she's going to say entrepreneur. She said she wanted to be an attorney. She's 18, she's still in school. But I'm just thinking, like, at 18 years old, she's aware that this is personal development. This is how you get yourself to the next level.
I love it. I got a text from North Carolina yesterday, an 18-year-old realtor. And he says, Vinny, I've been listening to you, following you, and I want to, get into syndication and multifamily. I said, wow, that's awesome. So I'm kind of talking to him today. He says, I'm so thankful that you have your text number out there. I need to be careful, as I get too busy. But I'd love to, read back or text back and, or maybe involve my team members involved with them, right? But let's talk about focus. I would like to use an example of magnifying glass. See, magnifying glass, if you take it outside and it's sunny outside and you put your hand like that, right? And you put the magnifying glass over the, your back of the hand. But if the rays of the sun are not focused on your backside of the hand, it will not burn. It will not give you any sensations. If it's blurry or if the circle is bigger and bigger and bigger, nothing will happen. But as the focus of the rays get on your hand, then you feel the heat. And that's exactly what we have with our life also. If we get focused on different activities, which are very productive, very, very productive activities, we need to get hyper-focused for those only. And then the rest of the things will fall in place. So I am reminded about the book, and also in one of the seminars, I watched Stephen Covey. And Stephen Covey up there, he had two big jars, and he had some stones, some pebbles, some sand, some water, and he started filling out, and some 2-3 rocks were there. So he started filling one jar with like stones and gravel and sand and then water. And it was to the top. He says, oh my gosh, I forgot. I didn't put these 3 rocks that I should have put in there. And he tried to put the rocks in there, and the water splattered and the sand came out, but the rocks could not get into the jar. They could not. He says, okay, let's try again. Then he took the rocks and put them in the second jar, then put the pebbles, then put the sand, then put the water. He says, look at, oh my gosh, that's the real beauty. If we are able to put those rocks out, the big important activities or tasks for the day, if we don't put it in the day at the right place, at the right time, then the rest of the unnecessary things will fill up the day.
It's true. So true. I love that example. I've watched the YouTube videos where people do that. And the best one, my favorite one, is a guy who takes 2 beers at the end. And instead of pouring water, and he says, look, there's always enough time for a beer with a friend if you start with the rocks first. But if you don't start with the rocks first, you're having those beers, you'll never get the rocks in.
See, that's so important. That is so important in life also. It's, if you could take symbolically the same thing. That's why I really love this time of the year to plan for next year. Yeah. You got to plan for next year through goal setting, putting those big tasks and goals into our monthly, weekly, quarterly and yearly goals for 2023. Because then only they'll get accomplished. Otherwise, we won't be able to accomplish them.
Well, you just said, Vinny, for everybody who's listening right now, you got to write this down. What Vinny just shared is that he is this time of the year writing down, planning out the next year, the next 2 years, 3 years, and saying, these are the most important things. If I do one thing, this is it, all I want to accomplish this year. And then maybe you'll put some of the other details on that later throughout the year, but you're just identifying the big goal, the big one goal that you have in each. So you mentioned 3 rocks. I assume you're talking about health, wealth, relationships.
You got it. It's so true, so true. See, those are the 3 most important things as a human being. It's not just business, but we need to really take care of our body, soul, mind. We got to take care of our, time, and then the relationships that we build. So those are the most important things that we need to put and get focused on or hyper-focused on. But again, a lot of people can be really, what's the word I'm trying to say? Don't get too much hyper-focused or too much stressed either, because then things don't happen in the right way.
No stress, just focus, right? So clarity in where you're going, hyper focus on the goal, but don't spend 24 hours a day on it, is what you're saying. Like, just spend the right amount of time on it. If it's an hour or 2 of hyper focused action, you're going to do more than anybody who spends 8 hours in unfocused action.
So true.
That's really important. Vinny, how do you stay unstressed? Because every time I talk to you, you're doing deals that would stress out not even a normal person. Like, I think even a super successful millionaire would be stressed out by the deals you're doing. So how do you stay focused? How do you stay stress-free? Not saying there is no stress, but how do you keep it so manageable?
I think, stress is there. You're right. Stress is there. It's how you take it, because the thing is, if you stress yourself out, what I find is that I'm even slower in getting things done because I'm stressful. And it takes me, the energy goes down and everything. And then you are saying, okay, how can I get out of it, right? Yeah. But if you're able to say, you know what, things are coming to me in my life, and then let's just take care of it slowly and steadily, right? Yep. I mean, many times the stressful situations are not that stressful. We make them more stressful and our blood pressure goes up and our everything falls apart and the whole world is falling. I mean, that's how our mentality is, right?
Yeah.
But if we take it easy and, just breathe a little bit calmly, get calmer, do a little yoga, and then look at the situation again. I mean, we'll be much, much happier. We'll be so, happy to say, oh my gosh, you know what? That situation that hurt me so much, half an hour back or 15 minutes back, it's not that bad. Oh yeah, you have some book which talks about it, right?
Vinny, I've been so I've been focusing on vibrating at a higher level, like higher energy,
Yes.
right? So this has been my main focus, and I would almost even say that's my only goal for 2023 is to vibrate at a much higher level. And if I focus on that one thing, I know it cleans up everything else in my life, makes everybody else's lives better. Because you and I are influencers, right? So people are listening to us, whether it's 100 people or 1,000 people, like. Our energy is going to be transferred to the other people who we're serving and we're talking to. So I know you've put a lot of effort into vibrating at a high level. How do you catch yourself? Like, what are some of the things you do? Like if you're one thing, you find yourself unfocused, how do you bring yourself back? And then the other one is if you see yourself maybe stressing instead of blessing, how do you bring it back?
Very good point. No, very good point. I think it's just aligning yourself to the moment. I think that's something coming out of my mind is that you got to just be present. Yeah. If you're stressing out, then you got to just get out, try to stop that, right? Because if you keep on focusing on the problem, then the problem gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Right?
Sure.
But if you're able to kind of calm down and say, let me take a look at it. Let me take a look at it. How bad is it? And start analyzing it a little bit. And then you say, you know what? Always have the notion. That's what my attitude is, to be very truthful. I say, whatever is coming upon me during the day, it was supposed to happen every moment. The rain, going to the tire, like I said, get my tire, my wife's, Tesla 4 tires put in. And, I've got the umbrella over here. I'm all prepared. I've got another 2 meetings coming up. I've got the charger, the portable charger. I've got my, the iPad. And Vinny's prepared, right?
Vinny's ready to go.
And then I put in my iPhone 5 alarms. I have 5 appointments today. So a lot of people don't know that you could set up many alarms in your iPhone. So I added, now I can pay 5 to 10 appointments alarms, and that brings me to that next appointment about 3 minutes before.
Yep.
So it's amazing technique, but that gives me totally straightened up, so that I don't really overdo certain things and have it all planned out, right?
You don't have to hold it all in your brain all the time. You can let go because the alarm's going to bring you back.
You know what? I'm so glad you said that. My wife asks me all the time, what are you thinking? I said, nothing. There is nothing in my brain. There is nothing in my brain. No, literally, brother. I just don't have much at all. When I will get ready for my appointments and interviews today, I'll open up, give myself, I already took this morning and put there all profiles, everything. I've got 14 interviews, I think, this month that a lot of people are going to be on my podcast, and they have sent all their bios and all their things. It took me 2 minutes, just 2 minutes to make their folder in the my VA's, folder. And then all of them are there, brother, for the whole month.
Boom. And then it pulls up when you see them, you look at the name, you pull up their information. 2 minutes before the podcast, you're ready to go.
I'm ready to go. I know what questions, because they have told me what questions they will be good at, So I ask them those questions because that really is what their superpower is, right? Yeah. I always look for the superpower of what can they give to my audience so that they will learn and implement some of those things, right? So that's 100%. Where it all boils down to. But going back to stress situations, I do get stressed. I do get, like everybody else, right? But it's how you take that stress is more meaningful, and just, I believe in 2 universal laws. One, what's given in your lap, it was supposed to happen. Always. So whenever I say any bad situation happens, hey, it's here. All right. So let's take it at its face value, analyze it, and then slow down and then find solution.
I like that. I like that. It was supposed to be here. So you said there was two universal principles. So the first one is anything that happens is supposed to be here. What was the second one? Take it at face value.
Second one is every situation has solutions. Every situation has solutions.
Yes.
We may like some solutions, we may not. But
True.
with the knowledge and the skills and all the network, we'll find the best solution ever, ever, ever.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not stressed out. My YouTube account is hacked for last 4 days, right? And then these hackers are putting all these crypto things and all that. People know that it's not me because I never believe in those things and so forth like that. I'm doing everything I can to find ways to recover my account, And then the Facebook got hacked a little bit. I mean, I just found out somebody, my friend told me that LastPass also got hacked big time.
Mm-hmm.
LastPass is that's the God, that's the, what's that grandfather of all these, passwords keeper and everything. And these hackers got into their backside, everything. So, life goes on, brother. Life goes on. I mean, meet Vinny Chopra at gmail.com. I right away made meet Vinny Chopra 1 at gmail.com.
Yeah, and you found the limit of how many videos you can upload last night, right? You texted me 25.
And I think, they said that they can verify me, and I'm going to be changing into G Suite also, by the way, because my very good friend, Anshu from Cloud Defense, he's got, we got the world's hacker on our payroll. So they're working for me too. But the key thing is, he said, Vinny, let's go to G Suite. And I'm going to go to that.
We've been shifting over to G Suite also.
Oh, good. Very good. I'm going to do it, brother. Do it. And it's going to be same everything. Nobody will know anything about in the background at all. I'm going to do that. And then the other thing is, they found the key, or they were able to get a key. So I'm going to get together and we may be able to recover everything. Then I'm going to pay for the YouTube paid version also.
That's what I do.
That's
also
more secure. Oh, you do? Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
going to do that. Yeah.
I do the paid version on everything. $5 a month, not see ads. $10 a month,
it's worth it.
Ads.
Oh my gosh, I would love that. Love that. I'm going to do it. So those things are solutions, I could be stressed out and life can go to hell, right? Why? I mean, nothing is immortal. Well, we are immortal. I don't know. But the thing is, everything
we won't know. We won't know
solutions.
until later on.
We don't know.
Vinny, when we find out, we'll find out together, brother.
We will, brother. We will. But the thing is, let's take it as it comes. Life is like an ice cream cone, I say. Lick it, one lick at a time, brother.
If you don't, it's going to melt anyway. So
I know. I'm telling you, I mean, time is the melting thing, because when the time melts, you never get it back. It's like the candle, candle, once it's burning, that's what the time is. Time is burning. And in the sense, what we do with the time, this moment, it will never be coming back again.
True.
So we all need to live in the moment and enjoy every moment, and then be focused and hyper-focused into all the things that we need to be doing. Like, look at this here. It's raining, but I love it. Outside, it's so nice.
So
Vinny's got the umbrella, but I'm not opening up the umbrella because hey, that's what I've got holding everything over here.
You spent all your time this morning and last night. You've been texting me. You've been working on this project, right? You've been working on this for the community. You and I have been building Millionaires together now for almost a year. I've been doing it all by myself, slower, smaller before I met you. And
I appreciate that.
What I've found is that people don't stay focused, right? People don't focus on the right things. They get distracted easily. the goal sheet that you've been working on is to prevent that, right? This thing that we're going to be giving away for free is to stop somebody from going this way or that way. It's so that they only write the right things down and they go after it. I was reading the goal sheet that you sent me over last night, the draft, and the way you phrase things and the specific questions you ask on the goal sheet it really takes everything into account in a person's life when they're setting these goals for the year or for the month. I mean, you could use this goal sheet to set the next 10 minutes, right? I mean, it's a big sheet, so it would take 10 minutes to fill out, but
yes.
But the way this is designed is it's the one thing, right? It's the what, if you don't know what the thing is, then you need to identify what the thing is. And so this is that tool to identify what is the tasks, the things I should be focused on, the goals. What is the hyper focus? So it's perfect timing, right? I mean, you knew the wealth principle was coming up, but the goal thing, this has been in the back of your head for a long time.
It has been. And, I've been working on this worksheet, which is 4 or 5 pages now. It has evolved over the years. Actually, I spend a little bit more time every year in the last several years, and I added some more things this year also. And I'm very proud of, and I give it in my academy to all the students, and I showed them last night also at the mastermind. And I would love everybody to get it from you in your circle, my circle. Please just reach out to Brother Walter and we'll give it to you, and it's going to change your 2023. It's going to change your 2024 because this is a fillable form and it's not stuck on 1 year. You just add in 23, 24, 25, 26. So you could really get concentrated on your goals, because I believe when we have goals, our life is it goes in different direction when we have 100%. A goal. Yeah.
100%. So for everybody who's listening right now, you want Vinny's goal sheet. Obviously you should. It's smart. It's a good idea. Go to alchemistnation.com. And then Vinny has a free course that he's been working on adding to continuously growing it and putting more content out there. So I will add this goal sheet to that course, Vinny, if that's okay with you.
Totally, brother. Totally.
Right.
Excellent. No, thank you so much. It's such a pleasure coming out. This is our last podcast of the whole 2022.
2022 is done. We did it.
Yes, it's done. We did it, brother. We did it. I just can't wait to really get started next week, Thursday, 9 a.m. 9 a.m. We do it every Thursday. Abundance Mindset with Vinny and Walter. And God bless everybody. Have a great, safe holiday season and a happy new year, and make memories. I'll leave with that. Make memories every moment with your family, with your friends, with yourself. I mean, give yourself the best care that anybody deserves, because we need to give our body, our mind, our soul, everything, because we are the total person. If we are not there, then nothing can be accomplished,
There it is. Like, share, subscribe. Go write a review. Vinny Smile Chopra, everybody. Happy New Year. Cheers to your success. You have a choice. Always work with the best. Go to alchemistnation.com and get that free goal sheet. Fill it out. We'll see you next week for Wealth Principle 48. Cheers.
We will see you next week. Bye-bye.